Hello guys, so this is Bernard C here from the MLM Engineers. So today this is the first time I'm recording in video format instead of audio format like last time. So from this year onwards, I'll be recording in video format because sometimes I realize that it is easier to explain certain parts of what I am about to share with you in video form instead of audio form like last time. Yeah, so without further ado, let's begin. So right now I have the notes on my screen just to make sure I am always on track and do not go off topic. So in case if you notice my eyes looking to the camera up and down, yeah, it's just me reading the notes. And also just to make sure that I'm sharing the right thing with you one at a time and make sure the video does not go too long or too short, depending on the content I'm about to share. So it is more systematic in that way, alright? Yeah. So in this episode, I would like to share with you about some tips that I've learned in my journey on how to sell more in MLM. Yeah, so first of all, we always tend to heard of the quote, want to sell more in MLM, go and get to know more people. So whenever question asks about how to sell more in MLM, this is the typical answer that people always tend to receive. Yeah, but in this case, you can see that the answer was very vague. You just say get to know people and also uh, yeah, get to know more people, build relationships, and hopefully can close the sale. Yeah, that's what with the common answers that we tend to receive. And this is sad in most cases because for new marketers, well, I was a new marketer last time. We always hope that we can get to the point as detailed as possible. But apparently, this is the answers that we tend to receive, well, which is quite disappointing. So in this episode, I'll try my best to get into this as detailed as I can, so that everyone will not get lost or maybe do not understand what's going on whenever you receive this kind of answers. All right. So I will go in more into the how to instead of just saying go and get to know more people. Okay. Yeah. So without further ado, let's begin. So there are a few ways that you can actually take action to sell more in MLM right now. So first thing that you must always remember and not to make this mistake is that understand who you are trying to sell. This is very important because if you get this wrong, there's a very high chance that you actually waste a lot of time because you're targeting the wrong people or just finding the wrong people. So if you compare to the traditional method where we are taught to find family and friends, but the problem is not everyone that we know in our family, in our friend circles, are actually interested in doing the same thing as you, the network marketer, right? So you have to make sure you are very specific on who you are trying to sell. Yeah. And also the product that you're trying to sell, not necessarily your friends and family will want or maybe will need. Yeah. So because of this case, many of the network marketers tend to have very sour relationships with family members and friends because they are consistently doing the hard selling method, which is what was practiced in the 80s and 90s, right? So now it's the 21st century. So we have to do it in the slightly advanced way, just just like other forms of marketing, all right? Yeah. So looking here, okay. So first of all, as I said before, you need to understand that not everyone needs what you sell. Even they do, they have many options to choose from. Take for example the food industry. Whenever you want to, excuse me, so whenever you want to actually think of where to eat, there's actually a lot of places that you can choose to eat. You can be go for chicken rice, you can eat some sushi, or can maybe go to some food stalls and just have a simple meal and so on. So there are so many choices. And that same goes to network marketing. When it comes to a health product, let's say for example a weight loss product, there's actually a lot of companies that sell the same thing, but the problem is, aside from you're competing with other companies, you're also competing among each other within your team as well because everyone is selling the same thing. They are given the same script and given the same strategy, and that's it. Everyone just go and find their friends and family and pitch the same thing over and over again, which is kind of boring. Imagine if you are the prospect or the customer, how would you feel if you actually realize that there's a friend of yours telling you the same thing about that MLM opportunity, then some hours later, another friend of yours also tell you the same opportunity from the same company as well. So you think as a prospect, when you listen to the same thing 3 to 4 times, you basically get fed up about it and eventually just want to avoid that person as much as possible. So that's not that pleasant to actually have that every single day, right? Which is kind of suck as a, I mean, as a prospect that actually, well, being pitched like this every day. Even I also don't like to get pitched like that every day as well, all right? Yeah, as prospects, definitely they have what they already have a list of what they actually want and what they actually need. So it is our role as a network marketer to find out what is their need and what is their wants and needs, so that just to see if this product is a good fit for them. If it's not, do not force them to buy because it does not benefit them at all. So we have to care for others instead of just caring for our own sales and of our own results. And that is not the right way to do marketing, all right? Yeah, so some of the tips and questions that I can actually give you is that you have to identify who you are actually trying to sell. You can start off by creating a few customer personas, preferably the ideal dream customer. Who is your dream customer? By this, you need to answer these few questions yourself. So aim to provide as many details as you can for the persona so that you have a very good idea on who you are trying to sell for. And when you come to the actual strategy, you already know who are you looking for. So you already avoided the most common mistake that most marketers do, which is they're actually finding the wrong people instead of the right people that they're supposed to target based on the product and also the service they are trying to sell. Yeah, so here are the 4 questions. So question number 1, what is the age and gender category of your dream customers? So you have to make sure how how old is your customer? Like maybe between the age of maybe 18 to 24, or maybe it could be slightly older, 30 to 50 years old. It really depends on what product you're trying to sell. Let's say you're selling a weight loss product. Maybe you can sell probably around 24 to 40 years old. Well, I'm just giving an example here. So please do not take it as it is. You have to really do your research just to make sure exactly what is the correct age range that you're supposed to target and make sure that you can get the uh, highest response as possible. All right, you're trying your best to reach as many people as you can within a certain time. Yes. Aside from the age, gender also matters. Why? Because you have to know men and women both they like different things. So when it comes to your product, you have to ask yourself which product is more suitable for which gender. Sometimes the things that we assume that uh, maybe say maybe men like to well drink maybe protein milk protein powder drinks. Uh, More men were willing to buy that aside from compared to women. It depends on the country as well, the demographics and so on. Yeah. So whatever we think is not necessary that it will be correct just by how we think ourselves, because you have to know the final decision is still made by the market when it comes to purchasing your product. All right, it's not being decided by us. So in the end, once you have maybe a estimate view on how it looks like, you still have to test the offer that you are presenting with the actual market. So let the market tell you what exactly they want. So from there you can grasp the best estimate or best category when it comes to age and gender. So you have to really make a few personas and try to test which persona is the right fit for your product. Yeah, so aside from that, you need to know where they like to hang out and also where you get in contact with them. So you have to know what are the uh, what is your ideal customers or dream customers like to do, or also what are the websites they like to go, or maybe what are the social media platforms they like to hang out in online. Yeah, so you have to make sure all these things are clear. Where can you find your customers? Could it be online on Facebook? Could it be on YouTube? Could it be on Google search? Yeah, and same goes to offline as well. And if you can see in offline marketing last time, they also say the same thing. Where do they usually hang out? Do they hang out in restaurants? Do they hang out in coffee shops? Or do they hang out in maybe just, well, bars or karaoke clubs or shopping malls and so on? So you have to make sure that you know what they like to do and also where they like to serve online. So in this episode, I will focus mostly on online marketing instead of offline marketing. Since online marketing actually saves more time compared to offline marketing because you do not need to be there and you can just do marketing at home online just with your computer and internet. Yeah. So number three, what is their interests and what are their interests and also concerns? You have to know your dream customers. What are they worried about? What are they interested in? So you have to really do a lot of research about it just to know, and maybe no need to actually grab every single point of interest. Just make sure that you only try to find out the interest that actually relates to your product, and that's all. Yeah. So just to know, let's say how many people are interested in losing weight, or maybe just want to get a fit body. That's it. Just research on that and find out how many people are actually interested in that kind of topic, or maybe say they are concerned about their health, or maybe about the well, depending on the news. They say if there's a new disease spreading around, then yeah, these are the information that you'll need if you're selling, let's say, a health product and so on. Or maybe if you're selling other products, then you have to find any of the topics and also news related to that product they are trying to sell. So it's easier for you to actually relate those things they're interested towards your product and also explain to them why they should need your product. Yeah, and finally, number four. Number four, you have to know that how should you approach them? What are the correct words and also phrases they will need to use? Do you have anything in common with them? That is even more important. Because if you have something common with your dream customer, it actually shows that you care about them and you also know how they feel. So if people actually finds out that you understand how they feel when it comes to their situation, they are more likely will listen to you and finally will actually check out what you're trying to offer to solve their problem. All right. Yeah. So moving on from that. So just to recap, the first section is that you need to must understand you are trying to market. All right. So okay. So moving on to the second tip that I want to share with you is that never forget to build relationship with others, even to your non-customers or maybe potential leads or prospects. Why do I say that? Because there are many cases where in network marketing, most of them do not build like good personal relationships in advance and just solely focus on the sale. You can see that they tend to only start building relationship after the sale. But in fact, you have to actually build the relationship before the sale as well. Yeah, features and benefits of the product usually are overly emphasized when it comes to the common network marketers that you met onto their prospects, and that is actually not good because there are many times that features and benefits of the product they are trying to sell is not on their interest. What they are more interested is how does the product actually solve their problem. Yeah. So then because of that is actually what motivates them to buy your product. All right. Yeah. And in some worst case scenario, after let's say for network marketers, after the customers bought their product, yeah, there are hardly any efforts on maintaining that relationship anymore in between network marketers and also their customers. Let's say once they buy the product, most network marketers will just disappear, or maybe just once in a while give a simple text, okay, how things are going, yeah, how's maybe some they are actually good, maybe they will just give in simple text. So this is quite common in network marketing, and if let's say the prospect are getting used to this kind of thing, they may not see that it is special because everyone is doing the same thing. So in network marketing, you have to make sure that you can be as unique as possible. So instead of having just messaging, imagine you have let's say 100 customers to maintain, and 100 and you maybe use or 100 customers, or I would say 100 downlines as well. Let's say if they have questions, if 100 people ask you the same questions, it can be very difficult for you to maintain all the relationships and also the conversations. Yeah, imagine one customer has 10 questions, then let's say 100 customers, how many questions are there? 1,000 questions, and not necessarily they are the same as well. So you have a very difficult time trying to reply to the conversation also the questions one by one, all right? And it really takes a lot of time actually to do that. Yeah, so in fact, to actually build a sustainable and deep relationship with your prospects or current customers without actually burdening, but without actually wasting too much of your time just to do that, because your main role is also need to find new customers to get more sales, all right? So you need to actually manage your time very well. But if you spend all your time just maintaining a consistent conversation and follow-ups, then you basically do not have time to search for new customers, and that is very bad in network marketing, all right? Yeah. So you have to know that people yearn to feel connected to the things that they have interest on. So do not worry if you're actually being overly concerned that you overdid it, because there will always be a minority of the group that people will tend to opt out from the email list if you're doing it online, or maybe like they'll reply to you saying that you're annoying, I just don't want to hear from you again. Well, that's fine, because it actually shows that they are not interested in your products. Let's say if they are just prospects or non-customer. So you straight away know, okay, I should not waste time with that person anymore, because that person is not my target customer. So what's the point in wasting time on someone who doesn't want to buy a product? Like we already show you obvious signs that they're not interested in your product. Yeah. So for those people, let's say prospects or non-customers, it actually takes some time to build relationship. So when they say no on the first day, doesn't mean that they say no forever. We have to consistently talk to them, or let's say share with them something valuable. Yeah. So do not just give empty talks like say hi, how you doing. Try to give them value. Let's say share something that will probably help them in their lives for free. Yeah. If you do that, actually your prospects will actually feel more appreciated, because you are taking even one we are taking one step further compared to just regular marketers in terms of taking care of their wants and needs. Yeah. So so in most cases, you can see that most prospects take up to 90 days of consideration, and that is with consistent follow-ups to maintain their interest in your products. And 90 days is the time that probably they take that that buying decision to actually get your product. So you can see that one prospect, sometimes you cannot close them immediately. You have to actually wait up to 90 days just for them to close the sale. So with that, you have to know that doing this personal relationship maintenance and stuff, and also follow-ups, it can be really tiring. So I would like to share with you some tips on how to actually achieve that without taking too much of your time. So you can have that additional time for you to actually get new leads and also tackle the cold market. Yeah. Depending on your own creativity that can be related to your network marketing business, you have to make sure, like I said before, provide value and show that you care for them at times. It can be time consuming, but if you're using automation tools that can help you, let's say in terms of email, can consistently update them regarding a new newsletter, or maybe some publication, something like my case, like maybe releasing a new video. Yeah, this can actually save you a lot of time, because the system can send you them notifications on your behalf, so you do not need to be the one that actually send to your customers one by one. You can actually send them in one go. Let's say you have 1,000 customers, you send to 1,000 people one go. Yeah. So when it comes to these automation tools, in future I will be publishing an episode on what are the most essential software that you can actually get. Well, it comes with a mix of free and paid that I use myself. So you can also use it to manage your network marketing business effectively and efficiently. All right. Yeah. So moving on to the third tip that I'm about to share with you is that you have to provide tons of value upfront to them first, instead of after they buy from you and you provide them tons of value. No, before they even buy from you, you already provide tons of value upfront. This is to build quality personal relationship with your customers, and that was mentioned in my previous point, and I want to emphasize this point again in my third point. So you have to know that providing value should be your number one priority, especially in network marketing. Yeah, offering extra values, then it will become the only way that you can differentiate yourself from other network marketers or even your competitors, because you have to know how many people are in network marketing. It can be thousands or tens of thousands of people inside network marketing. And just by a company alone, it can easily reach up to hundreds and thousands of network marketers that you're working with together. And furthermore, you are competing with each other in order to get a sale. And who knows, the people that you know, or maybe the customers they are targeting, will be the same customers that other people are also targeting as well. This happens in both offline and online. Yeah. So you have to understand, everyone is programmed to be greedy, selfish, and horny. And that is totally normal. Yeah. So because humans are programmed to be, well, uh, self-serving creatures, so that, yeah, so that indirectly, when you're trying to market your products to them, make sure that that product actually satisfy their wants and needs. Otherwise, they would not even bat an eye on you or even take interest in what you're about to offer. So that's why we have to always talk in your customer's terms, right? So if you're just getting started, please be prepared to provide a lot of value for free before you can expect a sale, especially when doing MLM online. And that is true. You can see many marketers, they are struggling to actually get a sale online. And that is because some of them, they did not provide a lot of value. And you can see that those that provide a lot of value doesn't mean that they have a lot of sales as well. It's actually a very long journey when it comes to building relationship and also getting new customers online. Because online, people do not know you, they do not know you well, and worst of all, they cannot even see your face, except when you actually record in video, like what I'm doing now. So you must build your trust with your people first, which can be a difficult journey. So offline marketing, which is a traditional MLM sales strategy, like maybe say find your friends and family and, well, just call them out, meet them, talk to them, and hope that you can recruit them. And that's, yeah, the typical network marketing strategy that you can see. Yeah, and you just by this way, you can actually observe the purpose of them doing this way is also to build personal and long-lasting relationship. So online as well, you have to do the same. All right. And therefore, your goal is to make sure you make yourself well known to others as the go-to person whenever there's a topic related to your product is brought up. So the goal of you doing online is to make sure that you are the go-to person in your community. So whenever that certain topic came out, they have to think of you first. And that is where you can see the results, where people actually start coming to find you and actually contact about you regarding the product or service they are trying to offer. And that is the best case that you can actually have. And from there, you can easily close the sale because there are more people coming to find you now. Yeah. So to further solidify your position among the audience, you have to provide bonuses. So when they come to you, you provide even more bonus exclusively by you, and also to add value in their lives. So it can be discounts or maybe additional products that help them and solve their follow-up problems when they obtain your MLM products. So this is important because when they buy your products, definitely they will have additional problems when it comes to the product. Because before they buy a product, they do not think so much about it. But once they have your product, certain problems on related to your product, they suddenly have those problems as well because they already have your product. Such problems can be defined as how to use your product, or maybe is the product safe, or probably can I actually do this or do that. So these are all the follow-up problems. So if you provide them bonuses that actually solve those follow-up problems, it gives them more guarantee and also confidence in what you are trying to sell to in the eyes of a customer. So bonuses do help, okay? Yeah, so here I actually prepared a free course. You can get them in the description below, alright? Then in the end, so this free course is actually me teaching you how to do MLM online, specifically for me. So please do get a copy of this course. This course is free. There's no upfront charges in front. So just get the course and share to those who are struggling in MLM, because my aim is to help as many people as I can in the MLM industry, especially those who are misled on actually believing that finding friends and family is the only way to get sales. No, I want to tell them, no, that is not the only way. And that is totally not recommended to do at all. You should target the cold market, not your friends and family. Yeah, and also I want to play a role in making sure that MLM is not viewed as something negative to the public, because of this strategy of finding friends and family. Most people tend to have this negative view on MLM, such that they are scared of losing that that relationship with their friends and family. So please get the course while you can, alright? Especially after watching this video, okay? Yeah. So the last point that I want to share with you is that number 4, minimize your prospect's risk as much as possible. So as humans, we are programmed to actually avoid encountering as many risks as possible. And this is commonly expressed as the fear of unknown. So as network marketers, we try our best to reduce the risk from the prospect side. And this will increase the chance of you closing the sale, because they will not feel that, okay, I'll need to actually take a lot of risks or fear that I will lose something. So by reducing their risk, they feel more safe. And when they feel safe, they will just buy a product because they don't feel like they will lose a lot of stuff. In fact, the risk is not gone. It's just that the risk is transferred to yourself instead of your customers. Yeah. So you have to be careful. If you overdo it, it may cause you to be in a loss, and it makes you feel desperate in front of them. So you have to know what is the balance, and that you have to find out yourself based on your situation, your offer, and also the product they are trying to sell. So as long as you can figure out how to negotiate with prospects in terms of guarantees and risks, you can actually put yourself in advantage compared to your peers very easily. Trust me, these guarantees and also the risks, they actually make a huge difference. All right. Yeah. So to achieve this properly, you must be really clear with your prospect on the benefits and guarantees they can get based on your offer. And this must match with what they want and need as well, all right? So ensure that you always think in their terms, and it must favor them as much as possible. So as each person has their own views towards everything, try to ask as many questions as possible. It's okay to ask, all right? Don't just barf out all the features and benefits of a product without even asking them questions on what are their main concerns when it comes to this product they are trying to offer. Okay. From there, you can figure out exactly what they want to see if this product is a good fit for them. So if they are not interested in what you offer, immediately move on to the next prospect. And this can be found through asking questions. If they tell you they're not interested, it's okay. Immediately let them go and find the next guy. Okay? This is just to save your own time as well, because we all have limited time, which is 24 hours. So please treasure your time and find as many people as you can by using the right tools, automation tools for you that I will share in the future episodes on what are exactly the tools that I use to automate my MLM business. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. All right. For now, just figure out how can you actually provide those guarantee and also risk reduction to your customers. All right. So for those that need more time to consider, like let's say for those customers that could not make the buying decision, please do not left them behind or left them thinking by themselves. Because always remember from the previous point I have mentioned, you have to build personal relationship with them. So your potential customers, why they do not make the decision now is that they may not be ready, or they have probably other concerns as well. You have to ask questions that what actually holds them back. So from those questions, you can actually tackle those objections as well, and give them the guarantees so that they can make their buying decision as soon as they can. All right. So let's say you cannot let them make the buying decision today. It's okay. Continue build the relationship. Keep adding value. Who knows, they will make the buying decision later. Later better than none, right? Yeah. So make sure always continue to offer value to them over time and help them genuinely and sincerely, all right? Not with an intention. I mean, especially the intention to, well, try to close the sale, or maybe try to earn that commission. Please don't do that in front of customers, okay? They will not appreciate it. So in conclusion, these are the few tips I've shown you on how to sell more in MLM. So as promised, here is as promised in the video description below, I already posted the link. Just grab the course, register, sign up yourself inside the link. So I'll actually request for your email address so that I can actually send you the course via email. Yeah, so make sure give me your best email address so that I can send the courses to you, all right? Yeah, so I hope my knowledge and experience that I have along my journey is able to help you along. And I wish you all the best of it, all right? So if you have more information to add or improve, please do not hesitate to put down in the comments below, all right? I want this video to help as many people as I can. So please don't hesitate. Just put the comments below. And if you have any questions, you can also put it in the comments below and I'll answer them whenever I'm free, either through email personally or even a new episode. I think that is better compared to me replying to the comments. Yeah, because I think video is more interactive compared to the comment, and sometimes, well, as humans, we may actually miss that notification and didn't go back to check that YouTube comment. So why not? I make a video and everyone is able to share. I mean, able to watch and also learn. We all learn together, all right? Yeah. So before you go, please do not forget to check out my other publication, let's say in Facebook page, or Spotify, or in my Medium blogs. I actually post all of them in the video description below. Yeah. So if you want to actually send the questions to me personally, you can also send it to me using the email in the description below. Yeah. Or maybe in the maybe in the video description below, and I'll gladly answer your questions whenever I'm free with a new episode to help you guys in your journey. All right. So till then, take care. All right. Bye.